Welcome to Whiskey's a Journey. My name is Peter Faciano, and today is the first Friday of December. So it's going to be a time for my first Friday flight fight. Before I end up doing that, I need to spin my randomized wheel here and select a winner of my November giveaway. If you're not familiar with what I'm doing, each month I do have a giveaway happening. The rules for the December giveaway are in the description below. If you're interested in supporting the channel, just read through that, and if you want to donate to the channel. So thank you everybody for donating in the month of November. Had quite a few people do it, but not quite $200 worth to get 2 spins of the wheel. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel. If you are selected, you can pick 8 2-ounce samples of anything I reviewed in the month of November, and then automatically included into that sample giveaway is going to be the Green River First Friday Flight Fight. All right, let's go ahead and spin the wheel. Good luck to everybody. Thank you again for donating. And let's see who the winner is this month. Hopefully this stays focused. Nobody gets a heart attack for this thing to hang out on their name. And we got Lorenz Yukabin. I don't know if I'm saying your name correctly or not. Let me know if that is correct. I know I sent out some samples to you a little while ago. I do have your address, but do me a favor just to verify that you have won. Send me an email through, you have my email, or you can send me a text, and then you can choose your samples and I'll get these things sent out to you. So once again, thank you for everybody that has donated and that for everybody that is continuing to donate. I really appreciate the support. All right, so let's go ahead and get on to today's First Friday Flight Fight. Based on the thumbnail, you already know I'm going over the Irish Spot whiskeys. I've already had them all mixed around, but just quickly, I've got Green Spot. I think this is aged anywhere from 7 to 10 years, and each one of these spots are either matured and finished or just matured in 3 different casks. Pretty sure that they are all bourbon and sherry, and then there's 1 additional cask. So this one looks like, for the Green Spot, it is, actually, I don't know, it doesn't say what it is on the label. So instead of taking up more time, let me know in the comments down below if you know what Green Spot is matured in and if it is a finish. But anyway, that's going to be one of our first bottles, and this is coming in at 80 proof, which is 40% ABV. Glass number 2 is going up in age, or around the same age, but we got higher proof. So we got the Blue Spot. Blue Spot, it looks like it is matured for at least 7 years in bourbon barrels, sherry butts, and Madeira casks. So that will be a higher proof at 117.9 proof, 58.9% ABV. That's in one of these glasses. Then we move up in age to the Yellow Spot. This is actually my very first bottle of Yellow Spot, and I've gone through 3 bottles of the Green Spot. 12-year-old, this is 92 proof, which is 46%, and it looks like it is bourbon barrels, sherry butts, and then Malaga casks. So that will be in one of these glasses. Then we move up to the Red Spot, 15 years of age, 46% ABV, bourbon cask, Spanish sherry butts, and Marsala wine casks. This one, again, one of these glasses contains that one. I know there are now 2 Gold Spots out there. This is Gold Spot 9. I think the one that's recently have been released is the Gold Spot 11. And this one looks like it is, not giving me the information, but it is 51.4% ABV. It might say something on the back. If you know what the age of this is barreled in, let me know in the comments down below. And then I chose one of the, I think they're up to 3 of the special release Green Spots. This is just Green Spot, and then they end up finishing it in a certain type of barrel. This one is the Chateau Montelena, and it is finished in a Zinfandel wine casks. So that is our lineup. I'm gonna nose them, taste them, talk about them a little bit, see if I can give you some tasting notes that are worthwhile. And then if you're not familiar with this whole series, I'm going to rank them in the order in which I like them, And I will put the bottles up as I go through and taste, so you're kind of not left out in the dark until the very end. They smell sweet, and it smells like a green Jolly Rancher. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the glass on my right. Smell them all, taste them all, off camera, retaste them, A/B compare, rinse my palate, and then come up with an order. All right, glass number 1 on the nose. Smells a little bit sulfury. I can't remember who it was that made the comment. When I have sherry finished whiskeys, I usually get or sometimes get a sulfur smell. And they mentioned that it may not be a sulfur smell, it might be something different in the cask itself from the sherry. And if my memory was good, I'd remember exactly what they said. But I do remember the context was it's not necessarily sulfur. If you're watching and you made the comment, make that comment again underneath the video in the comments. All right, it does smell pretty nice. I really like the way the sherry's coming across. I think a lot of these are going to smell very similar, with the exception of the finishing or the extra barrel. It smells sweet. There's a little bit of spice. I get red apple, green apple. And typically sherry comes across as raisins, dates, figs, and plums. This comes across as very sugary, but a lighter, not a very deep, rich, dark raisin. All right, smells really good. Glass number 2, and I'm gonna probably go back and forth between smelling because I think they might smell too similar. This one does not have as much vibrancy on the nose that this one did. I really do like the way that is. It does come across as very sherried. I get sweetness, green apple, and a little bit of spice. And when I say spice, it is going to be a pot still spice. A little bit of pepper, a little bit of ginger. Comes across as a little sour also. And I know sour might not necessarily be in a scent or something that you pick up on the nose, but it smells like it's gonna taste sour. A little bit of citrus as well. Now that it has a little bit of time rolled around in the glass, it's opening up a little bit, but not a whole lot there. So let's go ahead and go to glass number 3. Yeah, that is straight up Jolly Rancher. Cotton candy, bubble gum. Not as much spice as I was getting in the first 2. Yeah, I like the way this one smells. And it definitely smells different. This one so far is the most muted on the nose. This has the most vibrancy, but this has a rich fruit flavor to it, or a rich fruit note to it. All right, glass number 4. All right, there's that sulfur smell again. So maybe this is a little bit more sherry influenced. Maybe a little bit more age. And that's pretty much it. A little bit of spice, but it's mostly that sherry note. Maybe get a little bit of vanilla. But other than that, yeah, so far, most muted, more vibrant. All right, let's get on to glass number 5. I know I'm kind of zipping through this, but I want to get my initial thoughts out there. I've got a piece of paper and pencil off screen. I'm going to jot some notes down here in a second. All right, that one is a little bit stingy on the nose. Or maybe it was just a different nostril that I engaged there. This has a little bit of a musty note to it, almost to the point of decaying leaves or wet cardboard. Very, very, very subtle on the sulfur note. It is a little bit of a tinge on the very back end, but it's upfront sweet, a little bit cardboardy, musty, dusty, earthy, but it does have some pretty good fruit notes. I would say that these two are on par with how vibrant or how not vibrant they are on the nose. All right, last glass, glass number 6. Okay, this is very candy forward, very red apple, sorry, not red apple, green apple, sugar forward. Vanilla. Smells pretty close to this one minus that sulfur. I think I like the nose on this one the most. Yeah, it comes across as very candied sweet, a very touch of raisin, date, fig, and plum. Overall, I think, again, I like the nose on this the most. All right, I'm salivating. I'm sorry if you can hear that with my mic. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go through and give a taste, rinse in between each one, and then off air, take my time. So glass number one, cheers everybody. Oh wow, that's really good. Yeah, I'm guessing that's gotta be a sherry note coming through. Very red fruit forward, good amounts of ABV. The sulfur note that I got on the nose is not coming through on the palate. It's a little spicy, peppery, and a really good amount of sweetness. I like that quite a bit. All right, get a little bit of rinse of water, move on to glass number two. Glass number two. This is gonna sound weird, but that kind of tastes like a moldy grape. Good spice, pepper spice, ginger. It is a little bit effervescent on the tongue, but that moldy grape note is coming across as, I would say, earthy. Just keeping in track in my head, I like this, then this. Obviously, those are the first two, but that is my order so far. Get some more water. All right, glass three. Not much to that one at all. A little bit of effervescent, a little bit of barrel. I'm starting to pick up barrel now on the side of my tongue. Maybe that was just because it was 3 sips in. Each progressive sip will probably reveal a little bit more and more barrel influence. We're still looking at that apple, like red apple, green apple. The sherry note that I was picking up on the nose with most of these, I don't think is coming across on the palate. I would expect something that was that's finished in bourbon and sherry will have some good vanilla notes along with some good red fruit notes. All right, yeah, green apple on the nose on that one. I always forget. Glass of water, and then glass four. All right, glass four. Subdued green apple. Again, still effervescence, more and more tannin on the side of the tongue. I wouldn't say very high in ABV. It is fruity, it is sweet with a little bit of pepper and ginger spice. Now I know I am rinsing in between, so there might be a little bit of residual water in my mouth as I'm tasting each of these, but none of them have a lot of sticking power. They glide across the tongue. They give you a good burst of fruit notes, a little bit of spice, and then they vanish into the background. Not very difficult whiskeys. They're not very difficult to figure out or too complex to break down. They all taste pretty similar, like a good Irish whiskey. Rinse of water, move on to glass number five. Glass five. On that one, as I was breathing in, taking a sip, tremendous amount of sherry. There's a little bit of a funkiness to this one, earthy, dusty, cardboardy. It's still good, but it has a very weird note. Not weird in a bad way, just different than the rest. Still all very good. It's going to be difficult figuring out which one my favorite is, but again, still, I'm kind of leaning to glass number one. All right, last glass number 6 on the palate, and then I need to spend a little bit more time with these off air. Cheers, everybody. Big blast of vanilla, good amount of spice. That spice is still pretty much the same, pepper and ginger. Good sweetness, a little bit of cotton candy, red fruit, and a small touch of, again, that sulfur note is coming through. Well, tell you what, I like all of these. I am a big redbreast and spot whiskey lover, so again, I can probably drink any one of these. I would think the one that would be my least favorite would be the Gold Spot, the 9-year Gold Spot. Is it 9-year? Yeah, the 9-year Gold Spot. When it first came out, I wasn't really impressed with it in any way. I've had it in a couple of blinds, so it'd be interesting to see how it stacks up, tasting them against all of the spot whiskeys. Wouldn't be shocked if that's actually the 9. All right, I've got my paper and pencil. I'm going to take some notes. When I come back, I'll have my final order. Be right back. All right, I got to tell you, these all came alive on that second go through. Going back and forth and A/B testing some of them. There's a couple that took a turn that I didn't want to take another sip because going from one to the other brought out a lot of bitterness in it. So let me go ahead and go through my ranking and tell you what I got going through the second time. So in last place, I have glass number 2. This just fell flat across the board. It didn't hold up to any of them. I said that it was the most muted. There was a little bit of an apple and pear note, but the spice was also very low and there was hardly any finish. It disappeared when it was in a flight of all of the others. So that's going to be in my 6th place. And my 5th place was right next to it. As far as the finish goes on this one, it disappeared pretty quick, just like this one did. There is a good green apple note that's coming through here, and the vanilla note was pretty muted, no finish, and the pepper and spice note was a little bit, I don't want to say over the top, but it didn't play nice with the sweetness that was coming out of here. So that was in my 5th place. In my 4th place was glass number 5. I said it was spicy, it had barrel bitterness, there was sulfur involved, it was a little bit drying, but the fruit notes that were coming through were rather nice. And I think that's what put this one above this. So in 3rd place, right next to it, I said that this was peach, pineapple, apple, good spice, good vanilla, but it had a stronger sulfur note coming this direction. So that ended up putting this in 3rd place. In my 2nd place was glass number 1. It really came down to glass number 1 and glass number 6, a flip of a coin. I can see myself reaching for these. I really did enjoy both of them. So this one, I said it had a good blast of fruit, good amounts of vanilla, and that vanilla note, what I got here, that vanilla note actually balanced really well with those fruity spices, or those fruit Christmas spices that I was getting. So I said fruit, vanilla, great proof, and a good balance of sweet and spice. So that was in my 2nd place. 1st place ended up going to glass number 6. I had the most written down for this one. So it had the most proof. It had a huge blast of green apple, vanilla. The spice was pepper, ginger with a little bit of bitterness that added a little bit of levels, or a little bit layer to the complexity. The finish on this one was probably the longest of all of them. And I don't know if it was because of the proof point that this is coming in at. I think it is much stronger or much higher than any of them, which kind of leads me to believe that this is probably going to, what was the highest one? It was the blue spot, right? I think blue spot. Yeah, I think blue spot is the highest. I think that one's the age of 7 years. So that's where I'm at. As far as what the others are, I have no idea. I'm not even going to attempt to guess what they are, but based on the proof alone, I think this has to be the blue spot. So 1st, 4th, 3rd, 5th, 6th, 2nd. So let's go ahead and reveal what it is in 6th place, which was the CM. So Chateau Montelena. So that was 6th place. 5th place right next to it, which is well, that's surprising. The standard green spot. What did they say about this one? Oh, green apple. Yeah, the green spot comes across as pretty heavy green apple. So green spot was in 5th. In 4th place was what is that? I can't even read my own writing. The 15. I think that's surprising, but not so surprising. I wonder if that dry note that I was getting, the dry, the sulfur, the bitter, I wonder if that was coming through because of the age. So that was in 4th place. 3rd place was right next to it. Strong sulfur, vanilla, spice, apple, pineapple, peach, pear. That is the 12. Wow, the 12 is coming in 3rd place. Just on memory alone, I always thought that the 12 was my favorite within the spot lineup, but that's why you do blinds, and this may not be playing off of the others very well, but it was still respectable 3rd place. In 2nd place, okay, it's looking like the gold spot is still out there, which is the one that I said I didn't particularly care for. So in 2nd place, we end up with fruit, vanilla, good proof. Okay, good proof. I wonder if this is the 7 or the 9. So All right, this is the 9. That's a respectable finish. Coming in second place. Every time I've had this, knowing that I'm having it, I didn't particularly care for it. So that's crazy. It's doing really well in blinds, which means that the only one left is the green, or not the green, the blue spot, which is the 7-year-old. Yeah, this is in a class of its own when put into a flight of the other spots. Let me know in the comments down below what spots you've had. If you put them in blinds, how do they come out with you or for you? Again, I'm always interested in where you're watching from and how much you are seeing these in your area for. So do me a favor, let me know all of that information in the comments down below. If you are new to this channel and you just stumbled upon this and you like what I'm doing here, if you're not subscribed, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. Just go ahead and click on that little button right down there. Share this with anybody that's in the whiskey world that you think might get enjoyment out of it. And Tony, I'm sorry, but I think this might be a little bit too much to do all in one video, but I will let you know in the comments down below how this blend turned out. That's all I have for you guys today, wherever you're at in your journey. I hope you're enjoying it. Get out there, do some blinds. They are very, very revealing, challenges your palate. If you can, try them double blind, because that's even a little bit more challenging and a little bit more daunting, but it really does challenge your palate. So I will see everybody later on, this was Friday. I'm in Vegas right now. We're doing the Jackpot Vegas barbecue competition, the KCBS barbecue competitions. If you're still here and listening to this, pay attention to the community tab. I'm going to post some pictures and the results of the competition. So I will talk to everybody on Monday, which will be the Knob Creek 18 2024 003 release. Talk to everybody later. Bye.